Hi everyone. Okay, I decided to do another quick video to follow up on my first video I did about my first and second retinal detachments. Well, since then, which has only been a month ago that I had uh, a second retinal detachment, actually 2 months ago since I had the second retinal detachment, um, I have had a third retinal detachment as well as MAC off, or the macula hole um, in the eye. So how did this happen? Well, again, I am nearsighted, and of course the eye has gone through trauma, 2 different vitrectomies, and the first one was in December 2022, and actually that one held for about 2 years. Then in February of this year, 25, I had a second vitrectomy because I had a retinal detachment, and those are a few of them, and those were lasered, and I was recovering from the second one and was doing really well. That's when I did my last video, and I was 5 weeks into recovery, and I was doing pretty well. Everything looked great. My retina was detached. There was no problem with the macula, and I was very hopeful that that would be the beginning of real healing. So I'm into week 9 of the second operation, and all of a sudden I start to see this gray circle in my eye. The bubble at that point was almost gone. It was tiny, tiny in the bottom of my eye, and I thought, this is it. The bubble's just about gone. And all of a sudden I noticed this other circle, a gray circle. So I'm like, what is that? And it kind of came and went, wasn't quite clear. I thought maybe that's still part of the bubble, but it really wasn't. So of course I called my retinal specialist office immediately and told them. I guess the word gray bubble or gray circle is the alert to them. They said, okay, come on in right away and we'll take a look at it, which they did. And lo and behold, yes, I had another retinal detachment as well as macular hole. Both needed to be repaired ASAP, and I had a long talk with the surgeon, and she explained it was more of a complicated situation now with the two, and that she was going to try to do her best to repair both at the same time so I wouldn't have to have yet another surgery after this next one, she said. So, okay, we go through the surgery 3 days later, and I am now 5 days after the third surgery. And I'll just show you what my eye looks like. Not too bad now. And so, but what happened after the surgery is, unfortunately, they gave me a pain pill because my eye was painful, and it was something that I couldn't tolerate. It was like a codeine or Percodan or something like that on an empty stomach, which made me extremely nauseated. And I was really, really sick for like 2 days, but I did call the doctor, and then she said, okay, come on in. That was the day after the surgery. She said, come in. And I did, because also they get worried when you get nauseated like that. It could be a bleed in the eye that's causing the nausea, or your OP, ocular pressure, could be off the charts, and that could be another reason why you're nauseated. So I went in, they did all the testing, and it wasn't that, although my pressure was higher than she'd like. It was at 32. It should be between 20 and 30. So she gave me a whole slew of drops, as well as the other drops that I needed. So there was like 6 drops. And so I went home and I got the prescription for anti-nausea, but I was still nauseated. It was like 2 days of nausea. It was terrible. And then I couldn't do the face down because I was too sick to do the face down. I actually got sick the night of the surgery, and the next day I just couldn't tolerate food, water, nothing. So I got the nausea medication, and that really helped. So if anyone gets nausea after surgery or even after the face down, they say 7 days face down. Sometimes people get nauseated once they do the face up again. You can get some nausea medication that it really helped me. I just took one pill and it wiped it out overnight. So I am now, like I said, 5 days into post-op. I'm supposed to do face down for 7 days. On Thursday will be my last day. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, almost 3 days. So one thing I did want to talk about was the face down situation, which is the hardest thing that I had to deal with over the last 2 surgeries and now this one. And I think that's what freaked me out the most when she told me I had another retinal detachment and macular hole this time, was the thought of the 7 days face down. Oh my goodness. And I've learned a few things since then, of course, trying to get the equipment I need and all that. But even that, it doesn't help me because I have pain in my neck, upper back, lower back, even, with the body bending over like this. I couldn't lay flat for more than 10 minutes. I sit in the massage chair, it hurts my back. And so what she had said to me is what I'm doing now, is I'm sitting and I have my laptop or whatever in my lap so I can focus looking down. And she says, as long as your eyes are looking down, that's face down. You could even put the iPad even a little further out to give your neck a little bit more relief. So that was really good suggestion. I was doing it anyway, and she reiterated that's what I should be doing as in between doing the other ones if I can. You can only do as much as you can. She goes, I don't want to torture you. I know it's really hard for some people, and for me it was, yeah. And also, not only doing face down during the day, what I was supposed to do was lay on my side, on my left side at night. And I thought, great, some break from the face down. Well, that wasn't my case either, because laying on my side also caused problems in my shoulder and in my neck. And so that was really, really hard. So I have a few tips for people if you're going through face down trauma like I do. I'm using these travel pillows that you put around your neck, and that can help when you're laying down. I also put it under my arm to lift up my arm, so when I'm laying down, the pressure isn't on this tendon right here. And I just like to say, I mean, I wasn't like out of shape or anything when all this happened. I do water aerobics 2 to 3 times a week and been doing it for 2 years, even before my first surgery. And that's kept my body real flexible and the muscles strengthened and cardio and all that. So I'm saying that just to say that even if you're in fairly good shape, which I am for my age, I think, I have no other health issues, that this face down situation can be really challenging. So she said to me, my surgeon said, do the best you can. Like she said, we don't want to torture you. We don't want you to go through a major physical pain, but the more you can do, the more probability of when the bubble finally goes down in 2 months, because I have a long lasting bubble again. So I'll do another 2 to 3 months. I did almost 3 months with the other one. Now another 2 to 3 months. She goes, then we'll know, how it's taking, how it's healing. But the good news is that already, and I'm day 5, I think I said, since Thursday, now it's Monday, 4 or 5, whatever. Yesterday, for the first time, when I looked through my right eye, the bad one, and I went like this with my hand, before I'd get halfway and then I couldn't see my hand anymore. So yesterday I did this and it was blurry, but I could see my hand, which was hallelujah. That was awesome. So yeah, we talked about that today because I saw my surgeon again today. She wanted to see me before the 1 week appointment because I'd had the nausea and all my issues with the face down and the high ocular pressure. So the good news is that my ocular pressure is really normal. Also that the face down situation, she kind of gave me hope that I could get through the next 3 or 4 days, and then I won't have to do it after that. And that the retina is detached, attaching very well. It's attached. The macula, they can't tell 100% yet, but the fact that I could actually see something in front of that eye is really good news. She was very happy about that. So am I. So that's kind of my update on my third retinal detachment and macular hole repair. And if anyone has any more questions about face down and any tips they want to share. One thing my husband and I did, because I was face down, is we got walkie-talkies. It's even easier than the phone. So all I have to do is hit this. And I go, help. And it really worked because I have a room upstairs. We have upstairs, downstairs. So that really helps that way without having... When you can't see, when you're in recovery, it's really hard to focus on the phone and the timer that I would do 50 minutes face down, and I could get up for 10 minutes, and then trying to find, the numbers. So these walkie-talkies are really great. That's my greatest tip of the week. So if you have any other great tips, let me know. Yeah, those travel pillows, the walkie-talkie, get yourself some straws. I eat with a tray on my lap, and so I don't have to look up. I just eat like this without the massage chair thing in my face. And that's good enough. So you do what you can do. She says some people are OCD about it. Other people do the best they can. Other people don't even listen to her instructions, and then they could have problems. And if they don't have problems, praise God. But if they do, is it because you didn't do enough? So you try to do as much as you can without going crazy about it. So that's where I'm at right now. I just thank God for my good eye. I keep praying, asking my friends to pray for my good eye. And I pray for all of your eyes as well, that you will heal and that you will have peace through the situation. And that's what I am thankful for, that even though I'm going through this again 3 times, that I do have peace. And I am so thankful to God for that. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm coming from. And if there's any comments below, that would be awesome. I could also do another video once my eye is more healed and let you know how it's going if you're interested. Okay, thanks for listening to me. Have a blessed day. Bye.